Howdy, and welcome to the roundtable for Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross.
Connor Shenold.
This is Johnny Payne, yo!
Go for it, Aiden. Follow that.
Brooke Bullock.
Kiri Hester.
Kimberly Cross.
Wow, we are on fire this morning.
Excited to be here.
I think it's coming off of the live event that we had at the Blue Note.
That was so
It's about
awesome.
a month ago now.
Yeah. Yes, for all of you in the future, it was a month ago. For us, it was last weekend.
We've done two. We've done two since then. How did Token Con go? Were you there? God, I hope
Were we
so.
awesome? Was I fabulous?
Of course.
Good.
Go ahead. I'm just going to say, I want to know if I got any more dice. I now have 2 dice from the crowd. I have one from Dice Slayer and one from Rachel.
It's because everybody knows that you can't roll worth anything.
It's the pity dice.
Oh, you're getting pity dice.
Pity dice.
Pity dice. Oh.
I'm not proud.
That's
It's
not
awesome.
it.
I had a taste of what it was like to be Brooke and roll dice.
Oh, your dice were terrible.
I didn't roll over single digit the first dozen rolls.
He was trying so hard.
I was trying to explain to my friends that I won at the live event, and they're like, "Yeah, you won the costume contest." And I was like, "Yes, but also."
Yes. So let's recap the mighty tale of how you won. So there you were, a 3-way fight. The battle ensues, and the 2 big dummies killed each other, and you stood victorious on the field of battle.
Yeah, it really was just a matter of like avoiding being hit.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was like those great Japanese samurai movies where the 2 guys slice at each other and then both of their bodies fall apart.
It was also equally funny because I could not hit you 2 in that last round.
It's like you were on the ground, like knocked out, and when you came to, you're like, I won?
I won.
But I do love the old adage of telling your mom that you're gonna go play D&D, or you played D&D, and she goes, "Oh, did you win?" So now you can say, "Yes, I won D&D."
I won at D&D.
All right, so I'm glad you guys all came out, and we're going to be doing more of these, definitely, without a doubt, because they are very popular. Token Con, which we've already done, and Sooner Con, I think we're going to plan on doing that, and also other things. So keep it out. It's something we were just talking about, how a year ago we didn't know really what we were able to do when we go out live. We now know what we can do. We know what Mark can do for us, and what we can do as players, because we've really become this tight-knit group.
And we've tried some different versions. We know, this works well in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little bit of a lull in that one, so
How do
let's
we
change
fix
that
it?
up.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's fantastic. So Mark's planning for some other fun stuff, so it's going to be a blast. Anyway, episode 69 through 74. 72.
I knew she couldn't resist
I wrote
herself.
74. 72, a little bittersweet, because we had to say bye to our campers.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a moment.
And you finally made it to a 69th episode.
I did. I actually made it all the way to 70. Remember, I made it all the way to 70 last time. It was 70. I've never done episode 71.
There's still hope.
No, we've already done recording.
We already did.
Oh, we already
71.
recorded that. That's right. Sorry.
There was
And the
hope.
twist is, and the twist is Blackjack's been dead the
Spoiler.
whole time.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know how I would do
All a
that.
dream.
So episode 69, we start out with us, and I loved being able to put in montage music.
It was very cute. I didn't tell you. I usually tell you these things in the group chat, but I listened to it, and I was listening to it in my car, and I literally LOL'd, and I was like, 80s montage music.
What's really good, because I don't know if anyone knows. But
Fixing up the camp,
if you haven't
fixing
seen,
up the camp.
Yeah, if you haven't seen my videos of how I do this, I put comments for all of my music and all my sound effects so that I know how to search. It's all searchable.
Mm-hmm.
And I searched 80s montage, and it popped up, and I'm like, dude.
It's good when you know yourself, right? When you know,
Yeah.
what would I have called that?
Yeah,
then
and
you
who
search
knows?
for
Yeah, it
it.
was probably 2-3 years ago that I first heard that and went, the 80s montage. I'll never use 80s montage music.
You underestimate Kiri.
Michael, Brooke, write down this note. Next episode of PD, the 3 of us discuss our favorite montage from the 80s.
Oh. My
And
favorite
why
montage
is it from
is
Breakin'?
is not from an 80s movie. but it is
My
good.
favorite is
gotta be
the
the best
song.
around.
It's the song from.
No, don't discuss it yet.
You're
Sorry.
going to talk about it on
Sorry.
plausible
Sorry.
deniability.
It
Fine.
was from Breakin' 2 when they were like building the community center, and all of a sudden it's like just over the course of a song, the entire thing's like
Wait.
painted.
It did it anyway.
We just
said no.
Stop talking about
See
it.
what I have to work with, Kim.
I know.
Right?
That's your second favorite, right?
Plausible deniability every other Thursday at Red Dirt
RPG at RPG.
YouTube. Search Red Dirt on YouTube. Red
Anyway,
Dirt.
camp.
So we were, I love the montage. I love being able to do that. I love being able to put in the sound effects of everybody doing that. And then we go off to dinner and spend a good long time talking with dinner and eating the creatively named food.
A
Listen.
delicious dinner with all different types.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are a time-pressed DM, you're like, I'm a DM, but I don't have enough time to name all of these goofy food dishes, ChatGPT will name your dishes for you. Just
Let's face it, any AI will.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not, Microsoft's got some, somebody else has got some.
I use Chad. I call him Chad. I use Chad and I say, hey, I'm doing fantasy summer camp. Give me what they're having for dinner. Go. And he gives me like 27 options. I pick my 5 favorites. That's the menu.
Well, Chad forgot Xeonci.
But why would the elves have just blood? They wouldn't.
I know, it fits.
I suppose.
So afterward, then we go to the Chest of Wonders. Is that what it was called? Chest of...
Yeah, I think so.
Chest of Wonders.
Which was
That was so
almost-
much fun.
It was almost a title name.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
ended up being something different.
Yep. That was the title of what we do with If You Build It. Dot.
Montage music.
Yes.
If you build it, montage music will begin.
Yes. And it was, I love the Chest of Wonders. I love being able to creatively, that really pushed our improv juices to where you've got this thing, now go.
Yep.
Beatrix got to dance
That was
with a
fun.
tambourine. She hadn't used a tambourine in, a couple of different
I was really glad when
new
you got that
situations.
tambourine.
I was too. I really was. I was like, this I can work.
And that's the other, when I thought, I've got music surely that's got tambourine in it. I do. I've got music that's got lute in it, but not by itself. So I had to go find tambourine music, but it's usually just a sound. And so I had to put the sounds together to make it sound like someone was actually playing them. That was fun. And doing that for the lute, that was fun. And then the hula hoop. I didn't have any sound effects for the hula hoop.
Hula hoops, not noisy toys.
No.
So the
They
tambourine.
have rattles in
Yeah,
them.
they have rattles in them.
So the tambourine was not one clip.
Nope.
You put some together.
No, I found sounds of tambourines and put them together as as if Beatrix was actually playing music.
You
from
and
the
Hans
tambourine.
Zimmer, man, you guys are on.
I'm there. I'm all over
He
it.
had to create a rhythm with that.
Yeah.
Tambourines make more than one
He had to
noise.
make the music. From
And then put it a little bit under because it's supposed to glow when you do it.
I'm impressed because you're a white guy. That was good rhythm.
Thank you. Well, and here's the thing: Curie has, and it's been not only in this one with the Camp Glimmerwood, but the previous one with the fairies. Curie is always about what is this. And it's, by the way, good thing for any DM out there. If you're out there being a DM, explain what they're hearing, what they're seeing, but especially what they're hearing, because when Curie does it, it's like that's my cue to find that, which is they've been weird.
It's my favorite thing. I'm just here to challenge you to stretch your muscles and to not use the obvious sounds here. And so when we ended up in our 1980s camp, you end up with some camp sounds that you didn't necessarily expect to have. You expect to have Aslan's camp where they're fighting and practicing, or Camp Half-Blood where you're doing those kinds of training and all that stuff happening, fantasy camp. But no, this is just regular camp movie camp. And so...
Which I was surprised again that I had sound effects for kids at camp.
I love it.
You got swimming, you got whistles, you got playing.
The whistle was my favorite one that you were going to have. The whistles was one that I was like, oh, that'll be a good one. The slam of the screen door on Owlbear Cabin was one that I was excited about because then I did spend an unnecessary amount of time trying to figure out how to describe a screen door, but like fantasy version, without using the word screen door.
Yeah, as I was searching doors opening, closing, I got the regular, open, you hear the door up, but to find one that kind of creaks and slams, like, oh my gosh, that's a camp. I remember hearing doors do that at your cabin.
Right. Well, and it's interesting because for me and my neurospicy brain, sounds and songs and all those things live in here forever. I can listen to like movies and Foley and stuff like that and be like, oh, they dropped a quarter on a tile floor. That's how you get that sound. And so those things live in my brain, which is probably why they come out a lot. I also do a lot of smell descriptors because smells are really like stick in my brain.
Very important.
So like me describing the Nurse Marjorie's Vapo Rub.
Yes.
Trying to describe the smell of Vapo Rub without using the word Vapo Rub, very difficult. It smells like it feels cold. I don't know.
Understand.
What was great was the people who've used it on a regular basis, like Kimberly, who immediately knew what you were describing.
know
I had no clue. I've used it, but
I instantly knew what it was.
It makes your nostrils cold.
And it makes you stop coughing if you smear it on your feet and put socks on.
But we have a good dinner, and I just kind of, my notes just kind of leave you guys to like insert RP campers here.
which is great. I think that we've got, again, I think it helps that we've been playing together for a year. I think this team has been playing as it is for a year. And we've gotten tight enough to know when someone's going to, okay, Johnny's about to say something. We all just kind of, because, you know, maybe he leans forward. We can tell when we're going to say something. Johnny.
I was.
Leaning forward.
I'll save it for the end of the camp thing. I have something I'd like to say about Kiri when this is all over before the roundtable ends. You can hear that by subscribing to Patreon and sticking around.
Why
to
do
the
I feel
final
like it's a
parts.
mean thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it's an
No.
Is this ominous?
It's not a mean thing.
Is this mean big
Kiri.
brother or proud papa?
Kiri? It's me.
It's John.
Why would you think it's mean?
I'm gonna hope for
So
proud
it's gonna
papa.
be perfectly neutral.
It's gonna be a backhand.
It's gonna be
compliment.
like one of my characters. It's gonna start off like this, but then it's gonna turn into this.
Now I
and
have to
everyone's
kill
gonna
all
go,
those
"Aw."
halfling people.
This is Johnny and I. It's a very big brother situation. I'm gonna give you a hard time about it because I love you. That's how Johnny communicates to me.
Now I've got to kill this entire town, and I'm tired. I don't want to do that.
See, with a heart of gold. Just add with a heart of gold.
But you guys had some really great interactions with your campers,
Yeah.
helping Brock workshop his poem, and
I
the
enjoyed
poem.
that so. And did you just like write that on the fly?
well, he knew that Brock was a poet, and I was like, you probably should have something in your pocket in case they ask to see one.
I just wanted to write something really bad. I wrote that like I wrote that a long time ago, and then I was looking at it, I was like, this is dumb.
Oh, it was horrid.
It's terrible.
But
Which
that's
made
the-
it
And that was-
perfect.
and
That
yes,
was the
because
point.
yes, I've tried to. Okay, so then I'm like, that was simple, and I'm trying to find some way to.
I consider myself a pretty decent writer. I think I can write,
Yes.
but poetry I definitely cannot do.
Yeah, poetry is
Is
different.
That's
beast.
a different beast to
yeah.
conquer.
Definitely.
Completely.
So I was just like, I'll just do a roses are red, and because. I mean, it's Brock. He's not the
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
at poetry either. He
Right.
likes doing it,
It
but
specifically says on his camper sheet that he writes bad poetry.
it's not bad poetry.
Yeah. But I did love the idea of, okay, well, let's do a sonnet instead. Like, oh, well, I got that, yeah. And then the idea, because you couldn't help but the first time you met these two, that you wanted them to be together.
Oh yeah, we're shipping Brock and Dahlia from day one.
Yeah.
We're here for it.
And it was beautiful. And so, especially because Dahlia is so,
So sweet.
yeah, you feel for her. And you feel for Brock, too. I mean, that's, he's got, talk about a heart of gold. I think that's Brock, he's
For sure.
He really cares, and I love. I think your ability to create these characters, these three-dimensional campers.
Right. Well, and Brock was some more. A mother can't have her favorites, but she kind of does. Brock was up there, in that Brock was of the six of them. Brock was one of the most fleshed out in this kind of protector persona with his backstory and everything that happened with his mom, and so this is why he he is the den brother of the Pixie Scouts, right? He's working with them all the time. He's their big brother, and he's there. He wants to save the camp and to protect the camp, and him being there every summer for 50 years makes a lot of sense. And this is like, we all want the Brock Dahlia comic sequel because he's in a big transition. He's going into adulthood now. And so what does he do with that? Spoiler alert, he does return to camp as a counselor next year. Because Dahlia still has a couple of years left at camp to go. So
Yeah.
Doesn't that bring up ethical concerns?
they don't. They are perfectly apart at camp.
Right.
They behave perfectly at camp.
He is just
Brock
helping out
would
maybe
never.
the boys at maybe he's the lifeguard or whatever. So
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So we are hitting the 15-minute mark. So if you want to hear any more of this discussion, we have a lot to talk about, including the Freaky Friday moment that came up in episode 70. So if you want to hear that, you have to become a Patreon member right now. Go to patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Sign at whatever level. Not only do you get the full version of our roundtable, you get our shows 4 days early. You get bonus content. You get access to our Discord server where we are having a ton of fun, and we're sharing things like our Red Dirt Live and letting people know about things going on. So if you want that, become a Patreon member right now. Patreon.com/reddirtdnd, or search for Red Dirt DnD on Patreon. We're going to go to the full version of our roundtable right now.